Welcome to the Family Brand Show. We're Chris and Melissa Smith of FamilyBrand.com, husband and wife, parents of 5, and we want to help you take back your family and to live life on your terms.
And we know being a family can feel really overwhelming. Parents tell us they feel like they're being pulled in a million different directions. It's so challenging to navigate the uncertainty and all the chaos that's happening in the world right now.
And that's why we want to bring you every single week actionable tips and strategies that you can implement in your daily life to become a better parent, to become a better spouse, and to build a stronger family. And look, there's never been a better time and a more important time than right now to take back your family. You can define what your family stands for, or the world is going to do it for you. And the world needs strong families now more than ever. And it starts right here with your family.
On this week of the Family Brand podcast, I have a very, very interesting guest. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Indy.
This is Indy Smith. And how old are you?
I'm 9.
That's not a normal question I ask my guests about how old they are. Fun. You're 9, and tell us a little bit about you.
I do homeschool. That's why I'm here today. I
Yep.
usually have a teacher, but she's out of town. I have a horse, and
What's your horse's name?
her name is Stella. I'm learning barrels and breakaway roping. And yeah,
Yep. And you are the youngest child in our family, huh?
yes.
What do you think about being the youngest?
Sometimes it's good and sometimes it kind of sucks because my siblings pick on me a lot.
Do you feel like, well, we'll get into it. So Indy was very, very gracious to be on the podcast today because Chris is out of town. And before he left, I was saying, oh man, you're gonna miss our normal recording time on Wednesday, which is when we sit down to record. And Indy, we were in the car and Indy piped up from the back seat and said, I'll record with you. And so then we started brainstorming, thinking like, ooh, that could be really fun. And Indy's right, her teacher is out of town this week. And so as part of homeschool today, we are recording this podcast, talking about podcasts. So it's been kind of fun. So we were brainstorming ideas of what we could talk about on the podcast with Indy. And what we came up with is that it might be really cool to do a real life check-in. Yeah, with Indy. And so one thing that we do in our family every week is we have what we call check-ins. And we do like a family meeting, a family check-in, and then we also do individual check-ins. And if you go to familybrand.com/meeting, you can download like all the free stuff that tells you exactly how to run those meetings. But today we're going to talk about just the kid portion. Usually Chris and I do this together with Indy. So usually it's 2-on-1, and we do it with all of our kids, and we usually do it on Sundays, but we didn't do it this week. So we're going to do it now live. And this is a way that we found to really connect with your kids every week. And I know we've talked about this before. We got this idea in part from a business book. The specific questions we ask were from a business book. And it talks about how people want to know, and when they're on a team, they want to know that their leaders care about them, and they care and they know what's important to them, and they don't just care like about their performance and about, what they're doing for them as a leader, but it's like this really beautiful like give and take of, what's important to you is important to me, and let's, elevate each other. And that's what we always hope to do in the check-ins with our kids. So we'll get into it. What do you think about check-ins overall?
I think that they're good to do. And I think that we have like a family meeting every week. I think that's good to do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it just helps you understand what you want to do in the week coming up.
Get some clarity. Get on the same page. Totally. Okay, let's dive in. So the first question, let me back up just one smidge. Usually, as I said, we do these on Sundays, and the location kind of changes. Sometimes we'll do them in mine and Chris's bedroom. Sometimes we'll do them in our office. Sometimes you can change the setting. Where's your favorite place to do check-ins, would you say?
Some like maybe on your bed because it's really comfortable.
Yeah. And so we'll just kind of sit on the bed or lay on the bed and just talk for a few minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like that too. And we haven't been doing as good about this lately, but usually what we do also is we bring a snack or some type of a treat in there too.
We have like a big candy bowl because they collected our candy from Halloween, like some of our candy, so we could use it for check-ins. So we like get candy after.
Yeah. So it's and he's right. We have a like extra Halloween candy that we let them choose like a certain amount of candy to keep, and then the rest goes in the community bowl, and then we use it for check-ins. So it's been about 6 months now, and we're still not to the bottom of the bowl. But that's been kind of a fun way to use the extra Halloween candy. And you guys, I really look forward to getting a piece of candy when you come in and do a check-in. It's like,
Yes.
you just lay on the bed and get a piece of candy and just have a little talk. Okay, a couple more. I know I'm talking a lot. We'll get into it, but I just keep thinking about all these things that I'm like, oh, we should talk about before we get into it. One thing that's important is Chris and I try really hard in these check-ins that we don't use this as a time to lecture or a time to like correct. It's just a time to connect. And so the kids look forward to it. It's not like, oh, like this is coming up and I don't want to do it. It's like a really supportive time where we're talking to each other. Okay. And now we will get into it. Indy, first question. What's the first question? You say it.
Important to you?
Yep. What's important to you this week, Indy?
Maybe riding horses or going outside and like riding the skateboard.
Okay. And as she's telling me, I'm writing this down. Lately, I used to have a chalkboard. Lately, what I've been liking to do is I have this giant piece of, I'm trying to think how big it is, maybe like 2 feet wide by 3 feet tall.
Yeah, it's big.
Just like white paper, like it's like it's not a poster board. It's like a giant Post-it note kind of.
Yeah. And then we should like post places to get on the wall in the kitchen.
Yeah, and I just rip off a new one every week. I've been liking that better, actually. And so if we're out and about, I'll just make a note on my phone. But I like doing it on the paper better because then we just put it on the wall in the kitchen where we can all see it all the time. So right now I'm making notes. So what's important to her this week is riding horses and the skateboard.
Yeah.
Okay, how can I support you this week?
By taking me to Grandma and Grandpa's or, yeah, taking me to Grandma and Grandpa's to ride horses.
Okay. Because our horses, the pasture is across the street from Grandma and Grandpa's where we keep them.
Yeah, and he has like a roping arena too.
Yeah. Okay, and the next question is, and now you can stop there. We've been doing this for a long time, and so our kids have the capacity for more. If you're just starting out, that might be a good place to end. But if you want to add on, we're going to keep going. So we also have the kids set little mini goals for themselves in 4 categories. These are tricky for Indy to remember. This is a test. Do you remember what the 4 categories are?
Spiritual, intellectual, physical, and social.
Boom. Good job. Okay. Which one? Do you want to just go in order or do you?
Order is fine.
Okay. Spiritual. What's a spiritual goal in a week?
I have to give a talk in primary, so maybe work on my talk for primary.
That's a good one. Yeah, so on next Sunday, she got assigned to give a talk in her church group.
Yeah.
So we'll work on your talk. That's a great idea. Okay, and intellectual.
Learn more about the national parks because we're learning about those in my homeschool book.
Love that. Is there one park in particular you'd want to learn more about, or just all of them in general?
Just like all of them in general.
How about a physical goal?
Physical. Maybe do your like workout thing, sweat, like how we did that like last week.
Yeah, you did good with that. So I have an an app on my phone. It's actually the app that I use to work out, and it's called Sweat. I really like it. And the cool thing about it is you can choose all different kinds of workouts.
Like abs, arms, legs. Yeah.
Yes. So she did a little workout on it the other day and thought that was really fun. So we'll do another one. What are some other, so that, I wrote that down. You'll do a sweat workout. Let's give people listening maybe a few other ideas of something that we say, like of something that is sometimes your physical goal.
Sometimes I go outside and like shoot the basketball. That's kind of physical. Or I like maybe like yoga.
Yeah. Or sometimes that this can be like for the other kids, it could be like Indy's brother is trying to get bigger or like get stronger. Yeah, Tanner and Tate. So sometimes it'll be like they want to hit the gym a certain amount of times in the week, or they want to make sure that they're eating a protein smoothie every day. You know, if they've kind of been struggling to hit that, to do that, target like calories. Those are just some other ideas there, what that could look like, that physical goal. And then lastly is a social goal.
Maybe I have some homeschool friends, like 3 girls. I think it's my turn. It's like we switch off houses and we do like something every week, every Tuesday. So maybe figure out what to do on Tuesday.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Because, yeah, it is our turn to host next week. So we'll plan something fun to do
Yeah.
when they come. Love that. Okay, and then lastly is we issue a challenge to each of the kids. And the challenge can be something that, you know, maybe they've struggled with in the week and we really want them to focus on it. Or it could be something that we know that they want, but maybe just haven't been doing for whatever reason. Or like when Indy was little, the challenge used to be like to stay buckled in your car seat because she could get out of it. So that would be to, stay buckled in your car seat when we're in the car. And what can you think of any other challenges we've done in the past?
Don't, like when I was little, or don't be mean to Pepper.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
little dog.
Our little dog. Yeah, you'd be a little bit vicious to Pepper. So it would be being kind to the dog. This can really look like anything. For our bigger kids, I wish I had our board in here where I could actually
Sometimes
read it, but
it's like going to the gym or hang out with your siblings, or like be nice to your sibling and stuff.
yeah. I'm looking, I do have some notes from a past check-in on my phone, and it looks like this particular week with this kid, the challenge was to keep their room clean that week. Yeah. Let's back up. Yeah, so that's it. And then we'll back up here in a second. But that's it. So your challenge this week, let me give you a challenge. I premeditated this because sometimes I take a minute to think like, okay, what would the challenge be for the week? Indy has been doing really good. She's learning Duolingo on the app Duolingo. She's learning French. So how about I challenge you to do 1 French lesson every day?
Okay.
Okay.
Because we need to get up on my placement because I'm in last on like everyone.
On like the leaderboard of the app?
Yeah, I'm in 20th place, so I'm trying to get higher on the leaderboard.
You can do it. Yeah, I bet if you do a 1 lesson every day, you'll totally do it. Okay, let's back up just a little bit. I like how at the end we gave more examples for physical goals and social goals and what different challenges have been. Maybe let's give some more examples. Other social goals could be talking to someone that you have never talked to before. It could be a specific person that you're wanting to develop a deeper relationship, that you invite them over. It could be sometimes for our teenage boys, it's like, hey, why don't you ask someone out on a date this week?
Yeah.
Those are all ideas. And Chris and I do check-ins with each other as well. So Chris and I are setting goals in all of these areas every week. So for me, a social goal might be to reach out to a friend that I haven't talked to in a while, or it could be to go on a walk with someone that I've been meaning to.
She went on a walk yesterday.
Yeah.
She went on a walk yesterday with her friend, like just around the track at the high school.
Yep. Okay, intellectual goals. This is just anything that you want to learn more about or go deeper on. So like Indy said, hers is she wants to learn more about the national parks. Sometimes if I pull up this note on my phone again, Indy's brother Trip, he wanted to learn some new dribbling drills. So that's kind of physical for the basketball. He's been really into basketball lately. So that's kind of a mix of a physical and an intellectual bit of like, you want to actually learn how to do a few more drills. That's kind of what that one is. And then spiritual, this one could be many different things. So a lot of times our kids are like, I want to meditate. I want to say my prayers, more often or a certain amount of mornings or evenings. I want to, maybe it's be in the scriptures more, be reading scripture. I want to, maybe it's like a certain, like more spiritually leaning book that they're going to read.
Or like watch primary videos.
Yeah, or maybe that's what you do sometimes, huh? There's like videos that you want to learn that like teach really more like spiritual principles, I would say, that you enjoy watching. Okay, what else should we add here before we close?
I don't know.
What do you think check-ins help with?
I feel like if you don't do check-ins, you're just like like it's just a mess like the whole week because you're like you don't know what she's gonna do. You just like, and like sometimes it's okay to like plan along as you go, but I feel like if you have like a plan of what you want to do, it's better.
I love that. So your week has more like intention built into the week and more like focus where you want to focus. Okay, this is a moment of truth. Now answer honestly. We as a family, so we have all these goals, right? We set these goals. We have these, what's important to you, how we can support you. Every single week when we do her next week goals, we like to look back and see, okay, how did we do? Did we kind of accomplish all of these? And we don't always accomplish them like we set out to do. I mean, we want to, but just being real, sometimes it's like, oh, shoot, I wanted to play with that friend and we never did get them invited over this week. And I think that's okay. But here's the moment of truth. How do you feel like Dad and I do usually on following through on what you say is important to you or how we can support you? I mean,
you guys, like sometimes that is like when I'm doing something and he's about to go roping, he doesn't just like leave. He like asked me if I want to go. Like one time he's going to Queen Creek for a roping and he asked me to go and I said yes. Or like if we're doing something that wasn't on the chart, you guys come and say like, are you gonna, like if we're watching TV, you guys sometimes come up and say like, you should go ride horses or go outside and ride the skateboard or something.
Yeah, that does it gives us as parents tools to know like, okay, how can we help you as our children achieve the things that you say that you want? Because it's easy to kind of use your time in a way that doesn't get you closer to your goals, huh? Not just you, but like anyone, myself included. And we do have, and you didn't really answer my question if Chris and I do a good job, but we always try to.
Yeah, you guys do a good job.
We do always try to, but we don't always. So, but I like what you said there about how it gives Dad and I the opportunity to think twice and to really know, like, how can we support Indy this week? Like you said, when Dad was going roping, now knowing that you want to ride horses, he can know, like, oh, I'm going to make sure to ask Indy if she can come with me. That does make a difference. Okay, little miss. Any final words or advice for someone that is thinking about maybe doing this check-in with their kids?
Make sure to give them a treat after.
That's good. You think that's a pretty important part?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. Bring a snack, give a little treat, and just make it easy and fun. No pressure, no like expectations. And I found that this also, it's if you can do, the more consistently you can do these, the better. Because then your kids know that it's coming. they get better and better at answering these questions. Like you heard Indy, she can just like bust them out. And I did give her a heads up that we'd be doing this, so she was able to premeditate it a little bit. But she would do that. She could do that anyway because she knows that we're gonna have this conversation every week. If you try this one week and it's like really challenging, it very well could be because your kids are like, wait, what are we doing? And why are we doing this? Don't give up. Just stay with it. Stay consistent. And it does get better and it does get easier. And more than just better and easier, it's like our kids now know, this is more so with the big kids as opposed to the little kids as they get older, some of the challenges that they're facing are bigger and they require like longer and deeper conversations. But I found that our kids know that we're going to have this conversation every week. And so they do start bringing to us challenges that they're having, like bigger challenges and things that they're really struggling with. And this is like one of the only times throughout the week that we have this like built-in time where we're talking and we're communicating at like this deeper level. And so I think that's important.
And sometimes our oldest brother Tate, sometimes like how can he support you? He's kind of getting my mom and dad a challenge. Like sometimes he said one time it was for mom and dad, he said, don't look me in the eye and say yes sir to him.
Yeah, the last few weeks, Tate, when it comes time to how can we support him this week, he's like, I really don't know like if there's anything necessarily. So he just starts making up random stuff. And so like the last 2 weeks ago, the way Chris and I could support him was to don't look him in the eyes, which that must be a trending thing somewhere. I don't even know what that means. Don't look me in the eyes. And then this last week, the challenge for him was to say yes, sir, to him, which we did. Like, it was just like a super funny thing that when we were talking to Dave throughout the week, we'd just be like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. But it was just a fun way to connect with him throughout the week in a way that was just, it wasn't even meaningful to him. It was just random and funny, but it was just this ongoing conversation we could stay in the rest of the week. So, okay, you can do this. You got this. Go to familybrand.com/meeting and you can get the paper printed version so you can just look at this, at a glance and know how to do these check-ins for yourself. Okay, have a great week. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so that is it for today's episode of the Family Brand Podcast.
But before you go, we have something fun for you.
Yeah, like if you've ever wondered, okay, so how's our family culture actually doing? We've got an incredible quiz for that.
Good news, it's quick, it's free, and when you're done with that quiz, we'll even email you this awesome PDF full of practical ways to strengthen your family culture right away.
So all you have to do is go to familybrand.com/quiz, take the quiz, grab the PDF.
We'll see you next time.